this, and I remember also her father, who sat right next to me, and all the way into Regina from Gainsborough, he was slapping his fist and really feeling sad. And I felt a lot of empathy for the patient. I remember taking up a collection and buying a teddy bear for her. And my mother even wrote her mother. And my mother was in Nova Scotia. She wrote her mother, and they corresponded a little bit about this. And the girl eventually recovered. She apparently did develop pneumonia while she was in the hospital. And she would be a middle-aged woman today, I suspect, probably in her 50s.
Out at Porcupine Plain, an elderly man was walking on the highway, and he got hit by a car, and I guess internal injuries as well. Anyway, we got there, and the doctor says we're all out of blood, and I don't know whether we should move him without a transfusion. And so I said, well, what type of blood? Mine's minus or plus A. That'll do. So I got on the table and gave him a pint of blood. And it's too bad, but he died before we got off. According to the regulations, that's a no-no. But you always got the answer. You don't let me do it, you lose a patient.
You know, anytime you work with government or in any organization, there's politics. And you have to accept the fact there's going to be politics. And we didn't always agree with each other. For instance, at one time, we only had non-pressurized aircraft, which limited how high you could climb. And so every month I would write a letter to the Minister of Health saying, these are all the cases that we had in the last month where we transported a patient in a non-pressurized aircraft, which may have made their condition worse. Very hard to prove. Maybe they were going to get worse if they went by ground ambulance or if they were sitting in University Hospital. So that went on for, I think, several years. And the government finally bought a pressurized aircraft. And I can remember we had a special celebration where this aircraft was unveiled. And the Minister of Health came up to me and said, are you going to stop sending me those damn letters every month now?
And if we were lucky, we got this one. Most often we got an unpressurized Navajo. And it didn't find any favor with any of us. We had to fly low, close to the ground, and in the summer it was horrendous. Like I remember trips where you'd have the paramedic in the aisle getting gravel on the floor, and I even remember one where the pilot puked all the way back from Edmonton, and I was the only one that wasn't sick, and we had 2 neonates on board, and that was a long, slow trip from Edmonton to Regina in the Navajo. So we were not fond of the unpressurized aircraft. When people are sick, you have to stay low on the ground, so the pressurization gives you a huge advantage.
We looked at the hours on the log, and I think it was one of the first 5 that came off the assembly line. And we fly the heck out of aircraft. I mean, those aircraft are in the air flying continuously. So I'd be very surprised if there was another aircraft anywhere in the world that had more hours on it. In fact, I'll bet money that there isn't. The most serious incident I can remember was a Canada Goose that went through the windshield of an aircraft. And I saw pictures of the flight, and it's amazing how much damage a Canada Goose will do inside an aircraft that's going 300 miles an hour. But fortunately, there wasn't a patient on board. I don't believe in our history that a patient has ever been harmed on a flight from an accident or a crash or something unexpected, so not that I'm aware of.
The Goose made it through the prop, hit the windshield, and then splattered into a mess of blood and guts. And I remember my dad saying that of course, you know, they had to fix the airplane, and they were working, and I remember him saying that they wound up finding the head and neck stuck in the back of the baggage compartment, so it went through the entire airplane.
Last week on Tuesday, coming out of Calgary, Dan and I Actually, this will hit home with you. We were coming out and there was a hawk. And Dan had said, you know, there's this hawk, and you know what Calgary's like. There's planes coming, and you get your window, and you got to go and get to the end of the runway. And he could see this thing circling. And as we got closer, instead of going up and over, it came down. And Dan ducked, but he didn't tell me to duck, and I didn't duck, and it just hit the top and off the tail. And he says, I should have told you to duck, because if we would have hit that right on the windshield,
It would have come through.
it would have come right through.
Yeah, I'm not very good at times and dates, but this probably dates back to the mid-90s.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in GPS, our dedicated aircraft, the Cheyenne II. It was Christmas Eve. It was, I remember, minus 46. And we were headed up to La Ronge to pick up a critically ill. It was a 7-year-old girl who had a pneumonia and had become septic. And we took off. It was very late at night, and we were flying north. It used to take us about an hour to get to La Ronge in the Cheyenne. And it's that particular time of the year where, despite the fact you've got 2 turbine engines, it's deadly quiet and still. The sky is just beautiful up there. I don't know why pilots aren't more spiritual people, but they aren't. But it's those kind of moments where you just feel like you're at one with the universe. And the plane had just come off maintenance, and we were flying. We were just on descent, and it was before we had cells and sat phones and all the fancy stuff. And we got a radio transmission from the ground ambulance in La Ronge that they had coded, or the little girl had died and they had tried to resuscitate her, and there was nothing they could do, and they just advised us to turn around and come back. The other nurse that was with us was sitting in the seat facing back, and she just started to sob. It was kind of a sad time. I was watching the pilot because he was making me nervous. He had the flashlight out, looking out the window on the wings, and he was moving from side to side. And then I noticed that the cockpit started flashing red, and that's kind of a universal language that you're kind of in trouble. He said not a word, and I sort of had said to him once, Pat, what's going on up there? Oh, nothing, just a little electrical glitch. I'm just checking it. And then more red started flashing in the cockpit, and then he took the little curtain across and secured it, and I thought, well, the other nurse hadn't noticed a thing. She was still quietly crying, and I thought, it's not easy for me to shut up, but what am I going to do? And there was almost an unspoken communication to let somebody else do the work, and you know, sit back. We circled the airport a couple of times. By this time, I noticed that one engine wasn't running, and that was hard to miss. But, you know, you're standing up there a million miles above the ground. You're watching all the fire trucks come in, do everything, and yet it was very calm. It was very peaceful. It was almost an alone, but you were kind of in a little bubble with everybody else. Of course, he got the plane down safely, and maybe this is a good time to interject. We've had incidences and accidents with the aircraft, but we've never had an injury or a death as a result of an aircraft incident, and that's in over 60 years. And there is that kind of camaraderie sometimes, and that kind of connection that happens. It was a hard trip for a lot of different reasons, but I guess in the end, that's what our job is about, you know?
Good morning, it's Ken from Saskatchewan Air Ambulance calling. I have 2 IFRs for you when you get a chance, sir, for Saskatchewan Lifeguard 3, and the civil ident is Charlie Golf, Sierra Alpha Uniform. Destination La Loche, 1 hour 15 minutes, Saskatoon, 3 plus 30, 3 souls on board. Pilot's last name is Walter, and license is on file. And can you tell me if the Cold Lake Military is active today, please?
Okay, that sounds good. So if you can have her and her grandmother out at the airport at 10:45, that'd be great. Okay, thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
Military is active. Be a low-level flight.
So take your gravel.
Take your gravel. We're on our way.
Today, Saskatchewan Air Ambulance has a fleet of 3 dedicated aircraft.
Over the years, through innovation and practice, Saskatchewan Air Ambulance has created a service with an enviable reputation.
Tell me what each of these units do. Like, okay, there's oxygen, regulated oxygen there. And this machine is IVAP.
This is it's a pump for infusing medications and our drips. But every system has kind of a segregated area so that if we carry 2 patients, each patient has the ability to have his own suction, his own air for a ventilator if need be. And then, of course, this one has the same system right here for oxygen, air, vacuum. This is just actually part of our air cell, but now, Marlon, we used to have the SATCOMs used to be placed in the housing unit. Now they're on a phone behind Colleen, so it's actually a handheld, just like an ordinary phone. So the communication is wonderful, which you never ever had that ability to communicate with a physician or a community.
No.
So that's pretty neat. That's probably a real lifesaver for us. And then this is a monitoring that would this monitor would be removed and it would be placed, if we need this area, we could move the monitor over top of the patient with a security, like it's a arch is what we call it, but it sits over top of the patient in case we need to use this space for patient capacity. And that's a ventilator behind the monitor. So that was all air, like manually bagging for Marlon if she had to take a patient out that could not breathe on his own. Those are changes. I guess the whole outlook is very different, isn't it, Marlon?
Oh, for sure, yeah. And you're just set up with everything at fingertips and just mechanically it's all set up for you, yeah. The monitoring, which we couldn't, well, towards the end of my career we had monitoring equipment, but at the beginning you used your eyes. That was about the only
clinical
thing, clinical nursing. Yeah.
Whereas this can do a full 12-lead ECG. It can pace a patient. Really? It can take pressures from inside the heart and vessels. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
The one that stands out the most in my mind was in the nursing strike in 1999, when I actually had to take the place of a flight nurse on trips. And I discovered that I could not do the job nearly as well as a nurse. And it was quite embarrassing to come back and say, I don't think I should be doing this. Can't we find a nurse somewhere? And I'm not used to operating the equipment that the nurses run, the intravenous infusion pumps. So little bells and alarms were going off and I didn't know what to do with it. Actually, I turned it off usually. Got all the patients safely to where they were going, but I realized the skill that our flight nurses had.
Keith Malcolm's dream of Saskatchewan Air Ambulance Service is now an example for other countries, including Australia.
Well, actually, they started one of the first services where the doctor would go out to the patient, but they didn't have any kind of a system where they could bring the patient into the central cities. And so our director went over to Australia and helped them set up their air ambulance service. In the state of New South Wales, now I'm not sure if all the other states have followed, but it was set up in New South Wales and they are still doing it that way, yeah.
We've had delegations from a number of places around the world. Sometimes you wondered what they got out of it because they were speaking through a translator and you're not really certain. Oddly enough, very warm countries or places like Taiwan or things like that. We had a young student doing a comparative study between Northern Ireland and our air ambulance and a number of different things like that. So it's been interesting.
Our nurse manager, Colleen Capel, who was here for almost as long as I was, has been all across the country talking about our service, and we've had delegations from everywhere come here and look at our service. I've gone to British Columbia, Alberta, Manitoba. I've done work with the Maritime provinces and giving them some advice. So I guess we've certainly been a model for other provinces. And I guess what always concerns me is people are surprised that Saskatchewan would have a lead role, but that's our history. That's what we do. We do unique things that other people copy, and we're happy to do that.
The people like Marlon and Colleen Capel, you know, that have developed the service and expanded it and made it into what it is today.